shit. Follows crash stream. Raids also crash stream apparently. Well, hello.
Mad_Chad3 says fun.
Yeah, I need to figure that stuff out. It's it's bad stuff. It's probably everything that pops up on screen that crashes the stream, thinking about it, so for now it might be better off to disable that stuff. Though I might not necessarily notice it right away. So anyways, I'm gonna show you this right here is the orbit I'm trying to get into to make the space station. So yeah, I'm still new. I've attempted it like 10 times before, never succeeded. Today I hope I will, with this beauty of a rocket. Anyways, let's... oh, staging is wrong, just straight up wrong. So these go, release.
Mad_Chad3 says, would you like some tips?
Oh, I'd love some tips. Though I'm going to at least start the attempt by my own power. And you'll see my level of skill. Of course, stability assist is turned on after the rocket is in midair, like the true professional I am. So, what I'm currently doing is trying to just get a stable orbit that intersects at least a single point and make a maneuver to align my orbit with the space stations. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, speed. Going too quick. Below 10,000 kilometers. Crap. Just great, huh? Just stability assist. Oh, I might be able to salvage this. I hope. Okay. Seems to be going well in this regard. What's this? 20 seconds, perhaps is... For true professionals in this game, I imagine going like I am and trying to salvage a spin out is not a great choice because they probably calculate the fuel much better than I am. Because I basically eyeballed the amount of fuel I need, which is definitely the best way to do it with 3 lives on the line. Now that it's... oh, could go higher. Oh. 3,000 meters per second of delta V, but but this engine is probably not very powerful, so but this is a bit too far away from the apoapsis, I think. In one of my streams, I had gotten advice from someone who's good at the game about launching and getting the initial orb.
Mad_Chad3 says so nuclear engines only use liquid fuel, no oxidizer, so you can drain that out of the top tank.
Done that.
Also, nuclear engines have incredibly low thrust, so only really useful for long burns where you have plenty of time, unlike a circularization burn that you want to do quickly before you get back into the atmosphere.
Yeah, so first stage I should probably add an extra stage of rockets for exclusively this one. Then then that would be the correct way. I haven't actually used this rocket yet, so I don't exactly know how much thrust. Wait. 0.3 thrust to weight ratio. Yeah, this failed before it took off. This for the last stage of aligning the orbit after I already have some stuff is fine.
Mad_Chad3 says you could also swap the engine to something like a Poodle to increase thrust while maintaining decent ISP.
Poodle? Oh, it's an upgraded version of this engine. It's probably bigger. Oh. Or no, but this I already have it. This is science mode, so I won't necessarily have all the rockets. So, oh. So Poodle over here. At first, I tried using the swivel one. Now I don't need those struts because it's properly attached. Alright, I would have totally forgotten about that.
Mad_Chad3 says it will need the oxidizer again, so you'll need to refill the tank.
I would have definitely forgotten about that. Maybe some extra. Oh, yes. For the first stage, because I do have enough thrust for all of that. I have a lot of extra thrust in the first stage. A really long and straight one. Anyways, save. Launch. I read the tooltip, so I knew that the nuclear rocket didn't use oxidizer. And these tooltips, sometimes they are straight up hilarious. I especially enjoyed looking at what parts come from Jebediah's scrapyard, knowing full well that he's never going back to the planet. As in, he's the one in the space station. Okay. Oh, staging, of course. This goes here, these go down here.
Mad_Chad3 says you may want to consider building more sideways than up, so you don't introduce more instability that you're already struggling with during launch.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Well, I'll at least attempt it. Thrust should be lowered a little. I've heard advice about how do not exceed 310 meters per second below 10,000 meters. So is that advice sound or not? The good old staging. The good old staging mishap. Funnily enough, it's the first one since I've started streaming. I wonder how ugly a rocket would look if you exclusively made it not become bigger in this direction, but exclusively went horizontal. So this goes here, that releases, let's go. Now the staging's correct. Blast off. Let's see how this one goes. Valentina's having fun again, Bob's scared again, and Bill's mortified. Typical.
Bad_Chad3 says, like a lot of advice in the game, it depends really. Spending more time fighting gravity and drag reduces efficiency, but higher speed increases drag a lot, so it depends on the characteristics of your craft. For you, I wouldn't worry too much about the speed early on.
Well, but I've noticed that I tend to lose a lot of control at those speeds, but below that height, so at least from that one it seems relatively sound. Light tilt, faster. I pressed shift once and sticky keys came up. I really should remember to turn that off. Let's see how this is looking. Collapse is 60, 70, 80. Got it. Make the angle shallower. Oh, this is unwieldy. Anyways, let's skip a little. Around half a minute. I'm gonna start burning again. Gotta wait. I'm almost out of liquid fuel too, so let's see how that goes. And that's done. Full speed. Lightly tip it upwards, should be behind the apoapsis. About that seems good. And now we just play the waiting game. that equilibrium is achieved, I imagine even slow thrusters can allow you to achieve orbit. It just that the burn takes forever. Okay, reduce the angle a little. This is looking good, fuel-wise.
Mad_Chad3 says check the tau you have now in comparison to the 0.3 you had on the nuclear.
That's over 1. So that's nice. Imagine having a nuclear for the next stage of aligning the orbit wouldn't be a bad idea. I've never successfully docked or even gotten close to a space station before, so this should be exciting. Oh. As I was talking, I cut that a little, get a bit closer to the hypothesis. Burn again. Let's go just prograde. Okay, we have this. Why is that? Set as target. Yeah, that's what I want.
Mad_Chad3 says with a sub 1 tau, even burning straight up wouldn't allow you to stay at apoapsis, so you'd still need to be very careful about how you performed your circularization, if it was achievable at all.
Huh. Makes sense. You gotta defeat the gravity to properly fly. And the closest is 900 kilometers. 900 kilometers. These aligned pretty close on both sides this time. So we'll maneuver here. Is it this? Nope, this.
Mad_Chad3 says, do you know anything about how to rendezvous?
Not exactly. So I know how to go to the planet, but that's easy because you only have to get to the sphere of influence and boom, you're orbiting it. This, on the other hand, this is definitely more difficult. Go a little faster. Like most of the stuff in the game, I'm winging it. With occasional advice from people watching my stream. Which is...
Mad_Chad3 says, okay, to catch up to something you need to be in a lower orbit, to slow down and let it catch up to you you need to be in a higher orbit.
So the orbits must be slightly misaligned so that our speeds are different and we don't actually synchronically move forever to never intersect. So, slightly bigger one. A few loops is fine. Well, I'll just try this for now. So it's aligned around in the similarly aligned in the angle, but with a slightly bigger orbit so that our speeds are misaligned. And go to the burn time. Do 1x, then go Z, full throttle. And now we just play the waiting game. Not the longest burn I've had to do. How close is that? Doesn't really show. About 3 degrees of misalignment. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. I'll have enough fuel, but only around 100 meters per second of delta V left over. But I have a lot of monopropellant, that could help. I've tried this before, and quite a few times I've only had monopropellant left over, so... Three, 2, 1... Boom. Oh. And that's good enough. That's done. And then monopropellant actually got me pretty close. And now...
Mad_Chad3 says you'll probably want to do the rest of the rendezvous burns on monoprop so you have fuel to deorbit with. You see those orange/purple nodes for your closest approaches?
Uh-huh. They're pretty damn far, so I gotta take a few loops till they are close. Oh. In reality, you wouldn't spend months on this, months here just to align. You'd actually do your research.
Mad_Chad3 says slow down.
Hmm? Slow down? As in retrograde burn, or where you are talking about the time warp? Which one do you mean? Physically or?
Mad_Chad3 says use the Manu-Ever node to determine when your closest approach is, so you can figure out when you need to equalize your speed with your target.
So... add maneuver. Closest approach. Does this say anywhere, or do I need to make some adjustments for that?
Mad_Chad3 says put a Manu-Ever node at your apoapsis, and then use the menu in the bottom left to step forward each orbit around. It'll show you how your closest approach will change.
Okay, so... apoapsis, add maneuver, forward each orbit around.
Mad
Okay.
underscore Chad 3 says use the second tab, with the star looking thing.
Okay. Oh. This one's more useful. So this. Okay, I'm gonna have to start over now that I've understood this. Plum add maneuver. This. 1, 2, 3. 3 orbits away. Is this around 100 kilometers of separation in 2 hours?
Mad underscore Chad 3 says yup, text is great when you know what you're doing, but the gut feel of the other tab is better for figuring stuff.
So this is the closest I'll get. That's in 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2.5 hours. Time, and how do I utilize this information?
Mad underscore Chad 3 says try using the modifications to see how they change the closeness.
Oh shit, I've accidentally pressed shift, so I'm gonna have to start that over again and maneuver. Yeah, thing is I use a program that uses shift for camera controls and 7, 8.
Mad underscore Chad 3 says, just weird biting on mono lol.
50 seconds. Intersected 24 kilometers. That's closer. So this by that it seems to be getting closer. Nope, that's 30. So 0 there. It would be nice if this closeness would just be shown. As it turns out, it can be. I just have to right click that. If I do this.
Mad underscore Chad 3 says you can right click it to lock it on screen.
Yeah, I figured that out. If I do that, it's getting closer. 10 kilometers. Roll wheel. 6.1. Oh, overshot it a little. .4 kilometers. Nope. 4.2 seems about the limit in that. That's 400 meters. Just the relative speed is a bit high. So I imagine just do this, right?
Mad underscore Chad 3 says note also your relative speed at that closeness, that you'll have to null out to actually stick at that distance.
Yeah. So I should wait until a few orbits around before starting before the burning for the maneuver, right?
Mad underscore Chad 3 says and then we start the hard part.
Yeah. Probably should turn off the Earth CS when positioning myself, but because that's okay. Start burn in 2 days. That's nice. Burn time minus 2 seconds. Yeah, I might have messed stuff up real badly. Like right here where the periapsis is within the atmosphere.
Mad_Chad3 says so probably want to redo the node since it's gotten messed up by your RCS.
Yeah, I think we have a bigger issues to fry. Prograde. I completely disregarded the fact that my prograde was within the
Mad_Chad3 says oh, you also derbided yourself when you held shift.
Yep.
Mad_Chad3 says so hope you got parachutes.
Nope. I do not. I have some EVA repair kits. That doesn't seem very useful.
Mad_Chad3 says may want to add those in for next run around.
Kerbals are cheaper than parachutes. There's plenty of those around. Yeah, nope, this... Let's see, how you doing? Chaos. Oh, the burn's completely messed up. Well, at least I've learned stuff. That's important, right? Oh hey, we'll survive. Collapses, add maneuver. No, I'm gonna have to exit the atmosphere for that. 60 kilometers. This run is already done. That's it. It's failed, but I'm sure they're gonna keep on trying at least for a little bit extra. And maneuver. First things first. A little bit of extra speed. And now we can try and see close. Yeah, Closest place no longer aligns.
Mad_Chad3 says if you restart your mission, you can also wait until you're lined up with the target orbit and set yourself directly into it instead of doing an inclination change.
Well, I'll try this again. Just have to think up of a way to and get that's a disaster. How would I even go about aligning myself straight away?
Mad_Chad3 says open the map view, and wait until you're underneath its path.
Underneath its path? Okay, I don't follow. Underneath its path.
Mad_Chad3 says then burn up in the direction it's moving, so highly northwards.
Highly northwards. Wait, staging.
Mad_Chad3 says see its orbital path? Wait until the launch site is underneath it.
Oh, that's what you meant. And then make my orbit like this or something. Okay, what? That's the planning on going in that direction. Okay, that's yeah, that's certainly not a sight you want to see when trying to fly a rocket. Okay, so revert flight, as you said.
Mad_Chad3 says then make the orbit the same as its, since you're basically just starting at the ascending node already.
And just make the term same as this. You're basically standing at the ascending node already. I don't follow. Could you simplify it for someone who doesn't know rocket science? So what you want is for this to go somewhere around there and then launch. Okay, that's about it. That's about all I understood. What I was doing is making the orbit like I usually do.
Mad_Chad3 says wait until its path, the white line, is overhead, look down at the map so it crosses the globe.
Window white line is overhead. Crosses the what? Sorry, I feel really stupid right now because
Mad_Chad3 says side on so the white line crosses over in front of your screen.
like this. Got it. And then I should aim how?
Mad_Chad3 says yes, then a bit more sideways so you'll see when you're underneath it.
a bit more sideways. And I see when I'm underneath it. Is it like this?
Mad_Chad3 says perfect.
Now when it goes somewhere around here, or once it just surpasses me in height, do I launch? Because it seems to have already happened.
Mad_Chad3 says then time warp forward until you are underneath the path. We're not worried about where the craft is.
Underneath the craft? It seems that seems to be the case already.
Mad_Chad3 says disregard where the craft is, it doesn't matter.
Forward until I am underneath the path.
Mad_Chad3 says we're just looking at its orbital path right now.
Okay, now I get it. I understand. What you mean is to wait until the planet rotates so that I can naturally align my orbit with the space stations right away. Now it makes so much more sense about what you're talking about. I didn't even consider the planetary rotation when it comes to whatchamacallit, launching the rockets. Now it makes so much more sense.
Mad_Chad3 says then launch turning towards 45 degrees between north and west instead of directly west.
Mm-hmm. Truly not a rocket scientist. Didn't even consider something as simple as that. Staging's good. About this much. Even consider that depending on the planet's rotation, its orbit would change relative to the ground. This opens a whole new... This has opened my eyes, basically. And here I was launching, trying to brute force my way to orbit. A bit more before I tried tilting. Reduce the throttle a little. Oh. Oh shit. I'm turning in the right direction. I'm looking at the ball and the ball is... good. Nav ball is a bit difficult to orient myself by. Which is way simpler if I just rotated myself like this. good. Can cut. Line the apoapsis. That should make things a little easier for me. That's close enough. Now go a bit closer.
Mad_Chad3 says remember, lower orbit to catch up, higher orbit to slow down.
Lower orbits go faster, faster orbits go slower, got it. Let's see the angle. Close enough.
Mad_Chad3 says also, congratulations, you're starting to think in 3 dimensions with a changing reference frame. Docking is going to be fun.
Well, like, the difficulty is understandable, because while I live in a 3-dimensional world, I can only see in 2. Ba-bam. Yeah, that change in the reference frame is extremely important when it comes to orbits and stuff, huh? That direction. Hope I'm not trying to go in the wrong one to just shift it.
Mad_Chad3 says but you're used to only working with 2 dimensions at a time. The closest approximation is driving a car, but it has a solid reference, the ground, and only 2D motion.
Yeah, 2D, basically 2D motion is only relevant. 2Ds of 2 axes are only relevant because basically looking at the map, that's all you... When you look down at the 2D map, that's basically all you're utilizing when it comes to driving a car. And it's even more difficult when it comes to referencing the orbits. Well, when you're looking relative to stuff. Let's see. Periapsis. So, I'm referring to when you try to get to the other planet and you become
Mad_Chad3 says and now you have over 1k extra dB instead of 100 LOL.
10 times extra. So anyways, when it shows the orbit of the planet and it interacts, you get a whole bunch of other stuff shown here, and you have to make understand what all that means, which I've begun to understand. That's nice. Oh, let's see. Set as target. Intersection is over here. Let's think, how should I go about that?
Mad_Chad3 says okay, now set it as a target, and start using a MonoEver node to see where you'll intersect and start editing it.
Oh, would you look at that?